You want to try and have your fulcrum lined up with your forearm. So it's going down along here. You don't want to have your wrist bent toward you like this or away from you like this. This is going to make it harder for you to be able to rotate your forearm. If you have any kind of a wrist bend, you're not going to really be able to get a good rotation in there. It's not going to be as quick as if you have the fulcrum lined up along here. Traditional grip, you're going to have this rotary, and you can't really rotate super good if you're bent away from your body or bent toward your body like this. Now, when it comes to match grip though, there's many different ways that you can play match grip. So there's French grip where your thumb is up. There's German grip where your palm is facing towards the ground and your hand is flat. And there's American, which is kind of in between. There's a little bit of a slope here. Depending on what you're using with this, it's going to change where the stick is in alignment with your forearm. If you are doing a French grip, then it might be aligned so that the stick goes straight down your forearm like that. If you're doing German grip, your hand is going to be flat. Should your wrist be bent in? Should your wrist be bent out? What should you be doing here? How much angle should there be with the wrist? Is it supposed to be aligned like this, kind of like with traditional grip? Is it supposed to be bent out like this? Or is it supposed to be bent in? What are we supposed to do here? Depends on what kind of technique you're using with this. In general, you want to try and get it so that the bead is kind of an extension of the arm. So if you notice right here, my forearm is going down, and then where it aligns is at the tip of the stick. So it is not my wrist in alignment 100% with my forearm. My wrists were in alignment like this so that it's going straight. Check out the stick angles of this. If I were to move my wrist straight up and down, this would be a very weird looking motion. And this is without changing my fingers. If I wanted to make it so that my stick started to align more, this is going to create some issues where you're going to lose some of the control that you have with your sticks. So if you are playing so that your wrist is flat and you're like, okay, I want to make it so that this is more of an extension, and you move the angle of the stick over so that it aligns more with the forearm, you lose your back finger control when you're doing this. And so you'll get basically the front two fingers and maybe a little bit of the middle finger. So to kind of like compensate for this, what we end up doing is having just like a little bit of a wrist angle. So you can still have all the control with all your fingers, use all the mechanics to your advantage here. You don't want to have wasted energy or wasted potential in terms of like not having fingers connected and things like that. To get that alignment on here and to keep the control, we just have a little bit of a wrist bend. So it's not a huge wrist bend. We're not going like this, but a little bit is okay. So you want to try and get it so that the stick is lined up with the rest of your arm, so it can be an extension of your forearm, and so you can use a little bit of molar if you'd like to. So it gives you a little bit more power behind what you're doing.